Yo, welcome fellow Vault Hunters. This is Robert here, and I finally did it. Finally, I was able to fully clear Takedown in true Vault Hunter mode on Mayhem level 4 in true Takedown mode. So 4-player health, and I was solo. And I did that after I realized, okay, the Anarchy is such a broken shotgun, it can pretty much clear everything in the entire game and one-shot most things in one go, including most packs of enemies. So that's not really a good measure because they're probably going to have to nerf this gun. I'm going to show later on how crazy this is. So this is a run with the Hyperfocus SMGs. I have a shock variant and a corrosive variant on my Phasezerker Amara, and I'm going to walk you through how this build works. It's a little bit different to what I had it last time I made the video. Optimized it a little bit, formed a few anoints on my shield and my grenade to optimize the damage a little bit more, and I put some more work into my guardian ranks so that I have more elemental damage on an enemy if the enemy is affected by different status effects. And this really works as well, especially with ties that bind and spreading damage around, since all the damage is considered action skill damage. So this is probably the most difficult mobbing situation in the true Takedown. It's the bridge that leads up right to Wotan, where there's just tons of heavies, tons of cloaked spec ops, badasses, tons of war dogs, and those drones that just keep bombarding you. And sure, I'm not doing the greatest job here, and I actually do go down and get one of the jetpack commandos. But overall, I didn't really have to move much. I could just stand still, and as long as I was hitting something with my Hyperfocus, I could leech back any health that I lost. And that's just the playstyle of this build. On top of using a transformer, so being immune to shock damage also really helps, definitely. And then basically as soon as you get damaged by anything, just shoot with any elemental gun, and your health will go back up. And if you take some aim and actually work for the crit spots, then the Hyperfocus definitely can take out some really hefty enemies very, very quickly. So before I show you the Wotan kill, let's actually exit out here, jump into the game, and I can go over my gear real quick. So this is it with the Anarchy, which I was not using because, like I said, I consider it cheating. I was using a shock Hyperfocus with 100% ASE, so after action skill and the damage is basically doubled. And then for armored targets, I have a corrosive Hyperfocus. This one unfortunately only has 50% additional bonus corrosive damage, so it's not as strong as my shock variant. So I was mobbing with the shock variant, and then for Wotan I switched to the corrosive one. For single target, sometimes when I have badasses that I want to kill, I'm using a Hell Shock with radiation ASE. Still have to get a better one for this, and of course I still have the Anarchy, which I'm carrying around until they nerf it. As for the class mod, still using the weapon damage and magazine size Phasezerker that served me really, really well. And for mobbing, I switched out away from the Pearl of Ineffable Knowledge, and I'm using a Victory Rush just because I have more movement speed, and it feels a lot better, especially if I move around a lot. Most notable changes are Grenade and Shield. So Transformer now has 50% bonus incendiary on ASE, and the grenade has 50% corrosive damage on ASE. So these really helped together with the guardian rank, which name I forgot. Harmageddon, yes, enemies take 5% more damage per unique status effect affecting them. If I use this with the Anarchy, so this is the sickest Anarchy I could find. It is it's the unlimited version, which normally you get 8 or 9 pellets. This one has 20 pellets. It's absolutely disgusting shock variant, and on ASE it will have a 50% additional bonus radiation damage for the next 2 magazines, which is basically always because I'm on Amara. And I'm going to show you how crazy this is. So this is again Takedown. I'm going to switch that to true. And I'm just going to show you how it performs against the wretches in the first couple packs of enemies. And if I amp up the skills as well, so building up the rush stacks. So now we're 99. The only thing alive is the elite badass. Let's see, do we get another one? This guy. Another one here maybe? No, okay, so let's one-shot this guy. We one-shot this guy. Oh no, he wasn't one-shot. Probably didn't crit him. All my rush stacks go down, that might also be a reason. This thing is the most dangerous thing. If I have to reload and they crit me, then I'm basically dead. But if there's anything else... Okay, that Megasphere survived 2 shots. He goes down. Need to take out this guy. Now it's getting a bit crazy with the hounds. And see my health. The health is crazy. One shot the heavy. This guy. This guy. This guy. He's shock resistance, by the way. So he's immune to shock, actually. But since I'm doing so much elemental damage... everything dies. Let's open up the door to the Kraken, if we can. I probably have too many enemies. Let's get rid of them. There we go. And that's the Kraken down. Nice and easy. And these guys... well, if I have to reload, this is the situation where I die the most. Because the thrown weapon deals so much damage to myself that I immediately insta-gap myself. So that's a bit of a problem. And that's also why I stopped using the Anarchy, because it's too dangerous for myself, and it's also too broken in comparison to other weapons. I feel like whenever I go back to another weapon after using the Anarchy for a while, it's like yeah, I don't know, the other weapons might as well just do no damage because everything is just a lot slower. Which is, yeah, why I tried to do the full takedown with the Hyperfocus. And it works as well. Skill-wise, same deal. I'm using Ties That Bind as my action skill. In takedown, I use Shock. Usually I use Fire as my action skill element, together with Stillness of Mind. The red tree is unchanged, so this is pretty much the same tree that every Phasezerker Amara has. With additional magazine size for elemental weapons, with Dread, which reloads my gun as soon as I kill a face grasp enemy, and obviously with indiscriminate for a lot of ricocheting. From the green tree, I'm only using personal space. This is coming from the class mod. And changes I made were to the blue tree. So I had 5 points into Violent Tapestry, but since I'm inflicting status chance so often anyway, I felt like I could get away with just 2. Instead, I'm now adding 5 points into Do Harm, because I want to have basically damage per rush stack, and I'm also invested 5 points, 3 into fast hands and 2 into alacrity for reload speed, weapon swap speed, and mode switch speed, and reload speed per rush stacks. This really helps, especially with weapons like the Hyperfocus or the Brainstorm, or to reload them really quickly. Also, if I use the Insider Shotgun, switching modes is really nice. The rest is unchanged. I spec'd out of Ascendant, so that means Stillness of Mind isn't as effective as it was before, but I needed the points to spend here. And yeah, the rest stayed. And finally, I'm gonna end that video by showing you the Wotan kill. So going back here and pressing play and full screening this. Quality is not that great, unfortunately. This is I didn't make a recording. I wanted to make a recording of the Wotan kill, but then I just started streaming, and this is basically from Twitch, so this might look a bit muddled. Very sorry about that, but you will still get the gist of it. So here, no broken anarchy shenanigans. It's just a shock hyperfocus with 100% damage on action skill end, and a corrosive hyperfocus with 50% bonus corrosive damage after action skill end. And there we go, and I shut up.
Another takedown. I'm even outpacing my own legend. Brilliant work, Paul Hunter. That ass kicking will make Malawan think twice before they come at us again.
And that was it. So as you can see, not the cleanest takedown. Did require some sweat drops, but I actually managed to do it, and I'm super happy that I finally got this challenge done. In terms of Mayhem for modifiers, this one had a shield, grenade, and melee damage, so it didn't affect me, but enemy explosions have greater increased area of effect, so that was a little bit more brutal. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed that video, and I'm gonna switch over now to level my Moes, see how that is going, and I see you in the next video. Bye bye.